Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Yasmin Albagari. I am the founder of Voyage and partner in the Mentor Makers movement. For those of you who may not know, the NASDAQ Center is a nonprofit dedicated to enabling entrepreneurs from all over the world to realize their maximum potential and grow. The NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center and Mentor Cloud have launched a free mentor matching platform for entrepreneurs called Mentor Makers. Create your own advisory board to guide and inspire you with the in-moment mentorship from topic experts and professionals dedicated to providing exceptional mentorship to entrepreneurs across all races, industries, and geographies. Together, we will build the greatest exchange of knowledge and expertise in service to entrepreneurs in business today. Find or become a mentor today by using the link in the chat. Entrepreneurs are the dreamers, doers, visionaries who are not just solving the problems our community and our world face today, but those that will create a better future for us all. Mentorship matters to all entrepreneurs. Their success is dependent on it. We will open up for live Q&A right now at the end of the event. So please submit your questions in the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen throughout the presentation. During these unique times, we are curious how sentiment is among the entrepreneurs we work with. We would like to start by taking a poll to let us know how you are feeling about your business right now. So tell us in the chat how you're feeling, fearful, anxious, surviving, or optimistic, and what is keeping you up at night. Our first guest today is Senior Advisor and leads AARP's Small Business Entrepreneurship Initiative, which is keenly focused on supporting and advocating for older businesses of color, women and veteran entrepreneurs, as well increasing AARP's visibility in the small business space. Mrs. Brown is responsible for determining the strategic direction, developing collaborations, supporting research, and creating content and resources. Prior to that, she managed the financial security program that focused on increasing the financial literacy in communities of color. She has over 20 years building and leading programs that address the need of the community. Welcome, Felicia. We're so happy to have you. First question I have for you, could you share a little bit about what you're working on with AARP?
Absolutely. So thank you for having me today. We're excited about our work and our developing partnership with the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center and promoting the Mentor Makers platform because at AARP, we believe that that entrepreneurship is really a path, is one path to building your financial security. And we know that for many businesses of color, that their small business is an opportunity for them to build wealth. So we recently launched our Small Business Resource Center, where we have a host of tools and resources and videos and webinars that really build and equip aspiring as well as established small business owners to start, grow, and manage their business. So we're excited about the work that we're doing. We endeavor to be the go-to resource for older entrepreneurs as we are AARP, and we want to continue to build our platform and include resources that are applicable and that are relevant to helping small businesses soar. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Felicia. We're so honored to have you with us today. Our next special guest is Bridget Weston, CEO of the SCORE Association, where she provides executive leadership and works directly and collaboratively with the board of directors to establish the vision and direction of SCORE. In her 10 years with the organization, she has developed an in-depth understanding of the needs and challenges of our volunteers and has established significant relationships on the Hill. Through her unwavering commitment and passion for SCORE's success, Mrs. Winston motivates, directs, and provides guidance to SCORE staff, its 300 plus chapters, and over 10,000 volunteers. Bridget, could you share a little bit about you and what you're working on with your company?
Sure. Thank you so much for having us. We are so excited to be a partner with Mentor Makers and with AARP. It is such a privilege to be part of this wonderful group. SCORE is a nationwide network of volunteer business mentors who provide free business advice, guidance, and education to help anyone who's looking to start, grow, or troubleshoot with their small business. And our goal is to help anyone who comes to SCORE achieve their definition of success. We do this through our one-on-one mentoring, through the workshops that we provide, all virtual now, but hopefully we'll be in person again soon, as well as a wealth of resources on score.org. Our mentors are volunteers who have been there, done that experience so that small business owners and those looking to start can benefit and avoid some of the hurdles and the pitfalls that our SCORE mentors and others have experienced to help again get to that level of success. Right now, we're focused on our small business resilience program, which is helping people not just survive, but thrive through this pandemic, as well as rolling out our SCORE for All initiative. We know that there are different underserved or disadvantaged business owners out there who have unique needs. So we're working to build equity-based programming and content to help meet those needs and pair them with mentors who have, again, been there and done that and will help those business owners succeed. So looking forward to being here today. Happy to answer your questions, and thank you so much for allowing us to participate.
Oh, it is our pleasure. So I guess my next question for both of you, and we'll start with you, Felicia. How has the value of mentorship affected the trajectory of your personal and professional lives?
Thank you for that question. So, I always say that nobody gets where they are by themselves. And that's just the reality of it. Someone gave gave others an opportunity to realize our potential. And so I would say that, mentors have been in my life forever. I mean, I think that a lot of times we look for mentors to be these formal positions. But, your mentors come from a lot of places. So I would say that my parents were my mentors. My mother was my mentor. She was very active in not only in her profession as a teacher, but she was very active in the community. And so then you transition. Those are the first people that you look up to. And then when you go to college, your professors become your mentors who guide you to help you make to think about those lifelong decisions that you're going to make. I mean, you think that you're in college and that's where it all ends, but you forget that one day you're going to graduate and you're going to meet the world, and it's going to meet you. And so then you find professors who take an interest in you and take an interest in you being a valuable citizen. And then you transition to the workplace. And then as a new employee or someone who's just entering the workplace, there's someone who takes an interest in you. And so who's interested in making sure that you're successful and making sure that you understand how to navigate the workplace. Someone who's interested in helping you accomplish your goals and your objectives and your dreams as you age in the world. So I say all that to say that my mentors really came from my family. They came from even my friends who are doing well in their own right. They come from the workplace. They came from the community. Some people who I say are my extended family. I even have a woman who I call my second mother. And it comes from people that you just kind of meet along the way. I've had mentors who I've just met along this life journey. And they, that whole saying that people come into your life for a reason and a season. And so mentors are the same. Mentors come and then they serve their purpose and then they go on. And then there are mentors who come in your life who are there forever. So I say that I've had personal mentors, and I have professional mentors, and even my friends that sometimes we don't think are mentors. They too are mentors as well. So that's kind of where all of them have come from.
I love that, Felicia. You know what? That's one of my favorite quotes. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Thank you so much, Felicia. What about you, Bridget? Tell us.
Sure. Well, I love how Felicia talked about, the different stages in our lives and how we can find mentors at every stage. And I also found my mother was my first mentor, a working professional who had just shown me what it takes to be a strong woman and to persevere, and to someone who picked me up when I would feel down. And when I think about that value of mentorship and how it's helped me both personally and professionally, it is someone who understands that situation that I'm dealing with at the time and can help me see different perspectives. Because sometimes when we're in it, whether we're, a business owner who's working, day to day on our business, or if we're trying to solve a family problem, sometimes we're too close to it. And a mentor can really help us to see different perspectives, consider different angles, and remove those, blinders that we sometimes have unintentionally. So mentors for me have really helped me to broaden my perspective, broaden my viewpoints, and ask tough questions. I've been at SCORE, as you said, over 10 years at this point. When I first joined, I was, mid-level on the marketing team, and there was a position that opened up to lead the team. And I had 2 SCORE mentors call me and say, "You can do this, go for this." And it didn't occur to me at first that that would be something I could do at that point in my career, but they gave me that push to challenge myself. And 10 years later, here I am, the CEO of this amazing organization. And without them pushing me and seeing the potential in me that I wasn't aware of at the time, really helped me to achieve my level of success. And so I think, again, opening ourselves up, letting those people in to, be a little bit vulnerable too, and let them see what you might feel as a challenge or a pain point, but it can really end up to make a world of a difference in your life.
Beautiful. Wow. That's amazing. Opening yourself up, being vulnerable, seeing different perspectives, asking really good questions. That is incredible. So what does it take from your perspective, what does it take for a mentor-mentee relationship to flourish? Felicia, you can go first.
Sure. And I love what Bridget said, like sometimes we don't see in ourselves what other people see. And when they see that, they're basically committing themselves to kind of carry you along the way. And so I'm sure that those people are individuals that Bridget can lean on as she encounters bumps along the way in her leadership. And so I think that's kind of an ideal mentor-mentee relationship where, as Bridget indicated, it's an opportunity to be vulnerable and to let your mentor know that I don't know. And this is where I'm a little deficit. And so, the reality is we don't come to everything with knowing everything. And I would say that that's even in when you're starting a small business, you don't know what you don't know. And you might know how to cook, you might know how to make jewelry, you may know how to bake really well, but you don't know how to manage a business. And I think that a lot of mentors recognize that. Like, your craft, but you don't know the bottom line numbers. You don't often know your value, your worth, how to price your product. And that's what a mentor does. And that really allows that relationship to flourish, because the mentor is being vulnerable to say, I don't know what I don't know. And I'm feeling a little, I'm feeling a little bit of a deficit in this, and I need your assistance. And so allowing that mentor to come in and recognize where your weaknesses are and really kind of help you develop that. Or say, you might need somebody to come in and help you with this. While you focus on perfecting those cookies and cakes, you need someone to come in and help you perfect your marketing, or you're increasing your digital presence. And so, I see a mentor-mentee relationship just like, a relationship, like a marriage. It's a push and a pull. It's like, I'm good at this and you're good at this. How can we make this a good marriage? So that's how that works.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Felicia, for your beautiful perspective. And Bridget, on to you.
Well, I couldn't have said it better than Felicia. It's spot on. And I do think it's worth emphasizing and driving that point home that as a small business owner, you have your unique skills and talents. You are that best cookie maker, that best cook, but you might not be the best accountant. That's okay. You don't need to do it alone. And that's why all of our organizations are here to help. So in terms of helping, a mentee mentor relationship flourish, I do think that it is about, as we've talked about, acknowledging that you might have a deficit. And I think there's a balance. Sometimes, like Felicia was saying with a relationship, you need a cheerleader, someone to say like, yes, you've got this, go. And then sometimes you need someone to say, hold up, this might not be a great idea. And so communication and accountability are things that I found have really led to successful relationships with my mentors. And we see that in SCORE and the businesses that we serve as well. When there is that two-way communication, when both people have, takeaways and next steps and homework to do and come back to review a business plan or a pitch or whatever the case may be, there are greater chances of success. And I mean, even down to the point where data shows that if you spend 5 hours with a mentor, you are more likely to increase your revenue and stay in business. So there are tangible things that make it worth your while to step back and talk with a mentor. Even though it's really hard, we get so busy and so focused on what we have to do today. So another thing we can do to make those relationships flourish is to make the time and make it a priority and not think about it as this nice to have, if only I get to the first 20 things on my to-do list. But when you can make a mentor relationship a top priority, a lot of other things really do fall into place longer term.
It is so true. Thank you so much, Bridget. The ability to make and create time, right, for your mentor is so important. And I also liked when you talked about the importance of communication and accountability. So my last question for both of you is, so how do you find the perfect mentor match? So Felicia, you can go.
So that's an interesting question because the word perfect is in there. And I don't know that there is. And so again, I liken their mentor-mentee relationship to like your marriage or a friendship. It's about being transparent. It's about being authentic. And as Bridget indicated, that, being able to listen, that's one of the things, because if you have a mentor who is going to be true to you, and when that individual says, I don't think that's probably the right direction for your business, it's okay to ask questions like, well, tell me more about that. Like, why don't you think that? And so the perfect relationship is not always agreeing. Like we know that, but it's an opportunity for the mentor to hear, like, what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And where do you want to take this business? Do you want to do this business for the rest of your life? Or do you want to pass this on to your family? Like, what are those things that you're trying to accomplish? So the mentor really has a solid understanding of where your head is. And so I think that makes a good relationship. I don't know if it makes a perfect relationship, but also I would say, and Bridget can agree, that a mentor can get in too deep too. Like a mentor, this is not the mentor's business. Like, you're here to support and guide. not kind of wish that you were doing it. So that's kind of like an ideal relationship, but I don't know about the perfect relationship.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think, sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt
please
you.
go ahead. I was going to invite you to speak.
I think that you are exactly right. It reminds me of a silly anecdote, but I will share it because my son is always on my mind. But he came to me one day and he said, "Mom, why is the saying like practice makes perfect? Because nothing is perfect." And so we have a new saying in our house that practice makes better. And I think that that's how you can work on your mentor-mentee relationships too, given everything Felicia just said. Like, I think it's really important to have a fair understanding of what you want out of the relationship and what your objectives and goals are, and stating that up front. And there might be some healthy tension in any good relationship. You're going to push each other and challenge each other and ask questions. And knowing that it's a safe space, that it's not, your mentor challenging you as a person, but it's the idea or the plan or the process. And trusting that a mentor who is there for the right reasons is there to help you succeed. And I think that there are, how many billion people in the world? Like, you might not make the right mentor the very first time. It doesn't mean that mentoring doesn't work. So, even the fact that you all are here interested in the value of mentorship shows that you understand, and just don't give up. Talk to, whether it's with our organizations or whoever you're working with, and lay out what you think you want to accomplish and ask for help, because mentoring does work if you are willing to, be there, be vulnerable, hold yourself accountable, and again, make that time for it. I think, we're all going to stumble. It's okay. Nobody is perfect. And if you can just own that up front and keep things moving, you're going to be successful.
And I'll add to that a little bit, and Bridget, you can, echo this if you agree that, you may not have the same mentor along this journey. Like we talked about at the top of this conversation that, I had mentors at different stages. And so even with the business, in your career, as a business owner, that you might have um, different mentors along your business journey, but you may have a different mentor for a different thing. Like you have a mentor for operations or a mentor for growing your digital presence. Like your mentor might not be all things small business. They may come in with this very niche skill set that you need at that moment. And once you've got that together, you perfected it, so to speak. That mentor is not necessarily needed for the other areas of your business. And of course, they can check in every now and again to say, how are things going? But you might just need to explore different mentors as you grow as an individual, as you grow, as your business grows. Um, and so it may not be the same mentor throughout the duration.
I think that's a fantastic point. I'm so glad you brought that up.
And yeah, and I think there are I think closer to 8 billion humans in the world. So there's no shortage of mentors. Thank you both so much for sharing your wisdom and being with us today. We're so grateful. And this is a perfect segue to welcome in our incredible founder and CEO of Mentor Cloud, the technology platform used to power mentor makers. Dr. Ravi Ganlapalli, welcome, and the floor is yours.
Yasmin, thank you so much. Felicia, good to see you. I'm so glad you're on the call here because it's all about all of us coming together to do something more extraordinary at a very important sort of time in our lifetime, right? Things are challenging, and entrepreneurs need our support, and we need to bring our collective wisdom together. And I'm really glad to see Bridget here, because when I started my Mentor Cloud early days, I did look up, I don't know, the phone book or whatever. I did call a few SCORE mentors, and it's just a first thing that came into my mind. But then I wanted to use technology to be able to scale it, because my mission was to reach 100 million people to essentially get them the support they need to build great companies, great careers and great lives. So really glad to see. And AARP, we did a fantastic program with them called Life Reimagined, because uh, even if we don't reimagine our life, like Felicia, you said, our mentors will. Our mentors will find that spark and say, you can do this, even if you don't believe it. And then very soon we are there, enjoying the success. So very, very nice to see a SCORE and AARP, and of course our wonderful partner NASDAQ, who made this all happen. So when I met them last year, it was almost like a collaboration that was meant to be. And here we are, a few months into this initial stages, to see this movement gain so much momentum. And thank you all for your support. And let's let's help a million entrepreneurs build successful businesses and have a good work-life balance. It's not just about the business, but being able to live healthily, happily with their families and so on. So my job today is to show you the platform. So it gives me great joy to show the baby that I started a few years ago. So the process is this: you can apply, you can go online and apply to be a mentor or a mentee. So on the Nasdaq website, and you will instantly be invited to the platform, and you'll be able to create a profile as a mentor if you're invited as a mentor, or as an entrepreneur or a mentee if you're invited as one. So when you log in, the platform gives you, it walks you through a few screens and helps you create your profile. So the profile has two parts. In this case, I am both a mentor and a mentee. So as a mentor, I get to share my background. Now most of the information you would have already entered in the form when you apply. So you will go to the NASDAQ website, and I'm sure somebody has posted the link there. So you can apply, and most of the information will be automatically pulled from the type form to mentoring platform. So you don't have to re-enter any of this. Um, so as a mentor, I'm giving my areas of expertise. It's finance, idea validation. These are my industries. These are my superpowers, and how I can. And I'm also describing in words how I can best support business owners, and also my motivation to be a mentor. So all of the information is available here. And then as a mentee, what are the things that I'm looking for? I'm in the cloud-based mentoring platform. I am a mentee too on the platform, along with being a mentor. We are generating revenue, and what's keeping me up at night. And every entrepreneur needs to be very honest about it, and where you need support, and what are the subject areas you need support. So essentially, we are creating the ability for you to describe your role as a mentor and your needs as a mentee. And then what the system does, it essentially matches you. And in this case, I am an entrepreneur, a mentee, and I said I need help in market research, operations, and sales and marketing. So the system automatically matched me with mentors. It is suggesting me, you don't need to search the entire database of thousands of mentors. I found some mentors for you, and I can go and say, okay, let me go look at her. And I see her background. She is part of a digital networks, a tech career, but she didn't have any session. So I might say, okay, let me look at others. Like, basically it gives you the opportunity to look at, and if I want to follow Genevieve, I can, so that when she opens up new sessions, I'm reminded. So what happens is, I can go look at, for example, Ellen again. I can book a session, and it gives me 3 times. So I'm now wearing the hat of a mentee. I can go look at what time she's available. Now, if I select a time, the system automatically checks my availability as the mentee. So Ellen is available on May 5th at 7 a.m. Ravi, me, is also available at 7 a.m. So because we want to make sure there's no back and forth unnecessarily. And then I can say, review my sales plan and the new pricing model. So basically, what I want to talk with her. And then I can say, my website is mentorcloud.com, and I would say book a session. She will get alerted, I get alerted, we get a reminder 24 hours before and a half an hour before with a video link, and then we can have um, a live mentoring session. Um, and for even before the session or after, there is the ability to send a message to your mentor. Hey, I really enjoyed the session. I want to speak with you. So there is the ability to communicate with your mentors if you want to share any information, or if the mentor wants to say, hey, tell me 3 questions that we should discuss during our session. And if you really had a great time as a mentor mentee, you can also use this button called meet again. So your mentor has the opportunity to essentially meet with you again, so that you don't have to go through mentor opens time and you book time and so on. So that's the workflow of the entrepreneur or the mentee, where you create your profile, you're automatically matched based on your needs. Now, if you don't like these matches, you can always go to the mentors database and search. You can say, I want to meet somebody this Friday afternoon, who is available on Friday, and I'm looking for people in business development. You can do searches like that also. There is the Learn tab for all of you entrepreneurs to go learn about some best practices of being a good mentor. And we also added some guides for both mentors and entrepreneurs, so that you understand how to make the most out of this service. This is for you. This is for you to have good conversations. This is for you to let other experienced mentors know about what you're doing, so they can give you advice. All of us have not built what we have built on our own. We need to surround ourselves, learn from others, and apply it to the context that we are in, so that we can build great companies faster. Now, if some of you are joining the platform as a mentor, then you have the same exact system. You will apply on the NASDAQ site, and then you will be invited to the platform. Most of your information is already imported to the platform, and then you will connect your calendar, and then you can look at your calendar and say, what does my availability look like? And I can say, you know what, on May 6th, I can do a 7 to 8 a.m. session, hide my calendar. All I do is add. So this is how hundreds of mentors on Mentor Makers have given their time. We have close to 1,000 hours of time available. This is like somebody is giving you money in terms of advice, in the form of advice. Entrepreneurs take full advantage of it. Don't wait for a problem to show up. Try to avoid problems. Discuss your situation. Hey, this is what I'm thinking about my sales plan, my pricing models, my hiring plan, my strategy, fundraising. Should I go for crowdfunding? Should I go for venture funding? Or should I take a bank loan? Have discussions with people, because as you are talking, that is how your brain starts to think and come up with new ideas. So, that in nutshell is the Mentor Makers platform. And over back to you, Asmin.
Thank you so much, Ravi. What an incredible platform you've built. So the first thing that I would like to invite everyone to do is to fill out the form today. There are some incredible mentors who are waiting for you and just ready to meet you and help you, and who just ready to take you to the next level. So there's definitely some questions for you, Ravi, that we're gonna ask you. You're
Of course,
ready? Always.
anytime.
So, so one, Alice Brown is asking, how do we register for a mentor, to be basically to meet a mentor on Mentor Makers?
To meet a mentor or mentor makers, yeah, so you have to apply to be to be a mentee. And I think if you look at the chat window, there are links to apply. And once you apply and you get your link, you can activate your profile with your own password, and then you will see mentor profiles right away, because system already knows you are looking for help in these areas, and you have to look for mentors who are ready for that areas. So and then you essentially see their profile. And if you really think that person can help you, all you do is book a session, and you will get a calendar invitation, saying exactly what time is the event. And there'll also be a link for the video, so that just like we are having this video call on Zoom, you will have a video link where you and your mentor can have a live interaction.
Amazing, Ravi. Thank you. So, second question, I've got four more for you. What is the cost to join?
Very, very expensive. It's free. Please join. This is our time to give back to the world. With the collaboration between NASDAQ Center and Mentor Cloud is to create this service for free. We are all real people. There is nothing that we're going to sell you after you join. We just want to give. We want to connect people because there are so many good people who are willing to share their knowledge, and there are so many deserving people who are looking for that knowledge. And we just want to create that platform for both of you to come together. So it's free. Please join.
Amazing. So, how do you grow the two sides of mentors and mentees on Mentor Maker? And do mentors get paid?
Great question. I say mentors get paid in the form of karma points. So it's all about giving back, and it's all about building your legacy. So mentors don't get paid in dollars. This is a free platform. You're not supposed to ask for money from entrepreneurs. And if anybody does, please report them to us, because all our mentors are just fantastic human beings who have built great businesses, and they want to share. They want to share their immense knowledge. So mentors don't get paid. And the way we are building this is through word of mouth, is through events like this. So if you're an entrepreneur who has been touched by a mentor, tell 10 other entrepreneurs. Don't waste a single day without having a mentor in your life. It's even Warren Buffett had mentors. Steve Jobs had mentors. I actually met the mentor of Steve Jobs. So if such luminaries have mentors, why not us? So the way we grow this is mentors, once they have a great experience and they really get the feel the value of giving, please tell 10 other mentors, because we need to our goal is to create 1 million hours of giving on this platform by the end of the year. So tell the world that we are here, we are real. There is no hidden agenda here, just to help entrepreneurs build good businesses.
Beautiful, Ravi. My next question to you from one of our participants today, how long can we work with a mentor once we find one? And is there a time limit?
Excellent question. So typically mentors have the ability to open a 30-minute session or a 60-minute session, and their obligation is really for the 30 to 60-minute session. Now, if they really had a great time, because I've had mentoring sessions where I'm not the direct expert in the line that they are asking, so I can tell them, go find another mentor. So you have a library of mentors, a database of mentors. So the mentors are signing up for the 30, 60-minute session. Some of them may choose to meet with you again. So there's really no time limit. Now, the only restriction on the platform is the system will not allow you to book all the available sessions at once. So you have your mentoring session, meet with the mentor, reflect on it, take some notes, and make the next mentoring discussion even more richer. So you cannot book like 20 sessions all at once, because there are other people who need that time. So the only restriction is that you cannot book multiple sessions at the same time. So book a session, meet with the mentor, and then move forward in your business. Now Yasmin also runs what we call achievement circles. So if you're entrepreneurs, join those circles once a month. So we all together make sure that we are moving together forward. It's so our goal is not just to connect you with the mentor, but we also want to help you move the needle in your businesses.
Exactly. And because both Bridget and Felicia earlier talked about the importance of accountability. So we come together as entrepreneurs, and we share our goals and how we want to be held accountable every month. And it was actually amazing. The last time we met, everybody had achieved their goals. How incredible, because they knew they were going to be asked if they moved the needle on their businesses. So my next question, Ravi, are you up for some few more?
Of course, of course.
Amazing. So Kimberly Newton is asking, is there a non-disclosure form involved in the process of finding a mentor, both individually or as a platform?
Fantastic question. So when you sign up on the very first screen, when you set up your password, there are some terms and conditions as well as a privacy policy. We don't have an NDA sort of process between you and your mentor, but the terms and conditions really say you are sharing information at your own will. So just like you would on a Facebook or an Instagram or LinkedIn, you know, just use your intelligence, use your what's the word I'm looking for? basically, if you feel comfortable, don't share any information that's confidential. So no NDA that we support. We don't want to be in the legal aspects, but the terms and conditions are essentially saying you are here voluntarily, you are sharing information voluntarily. So you be discreet in the way you interact with your mentors.
Beautiful. Another really important question that was asked by Philip Miller. If you know of a particular mentor, let's say Damon John, can you request them or seek the Mentor Makers platform to find them? So how do you, basically what he's trying to understand is how to find out if he is in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you go, if I showed you the mentor database, a second tab when you log in, so you can actually go and see if the mentor you had in mind is available here, and if they're not here, just let us know so we can invite him or her to the platform. But you can always search by name. Think that we have a search by name also, so you can just find them here, and yeah, here search by name. If they're here, if they open a session, definitely you can book it. If they don't have a session, just follow that mentor, so that when they do open sessions, because we also reach out to mentors asking them to open their times, so when they do open, you get alerted.
Beautiful. And Rafi, similar name, is asking basically what are some of the best tips or ways to find a mentor that is a good fit?
Yeah, the best tip is to actually talk to a mentor. Don't wait for the perfect mentor. I think it was Felicia that said there's no perfect mentor in the world. It is how we make them to be perfect for us. So having those conversations is important. So but few tips is, have they been in the domain that you are in? So let us say you are building a cybersecurity company, and this person has been head of security at IBM. Obviously it makes sense, they can help you, even though they may not have exact domain experience. If you are building an e-commerce platform, and if the other mentor had an e-commerce, maybe not in retail but in finance, then also the e-commerce experience helps. Or if they are from the same sort of background or same geography, so because something has to connect, because the mentorship is not always around sales marketing like that. It's also about being a good entrepreneur, not having the stress of on owning a business, and having that good work life balance when you're building this highly stressful companies, because that's what we all like, right? Nobody's forcing us to be an entrepreneur. We love building businesses. We love bringing something to life that didn't exist. So for that, there are multiple ways you'll need help. Some are personal in nature, some are domain specific, some are technical in nature. So see what the connection is, and then go with one or two questions that are top of mind, so that you use your time wisely to get those questions answered.
Beautiful. Yeah, and we would be happy to share with you some questions that you can ask mentors and how to open up that conversation. Ravi always tells us it is all about conversations and relationships. So that is very true. So one more question from Michelle Tolbert. Once outside reopens, does Ravi anticipate facilitating in-person mentor session opportunities via his platform? Thank you. Mentorship is crucial to success.
Thank you, Michelle. Absolutely, absolutely. I have lots of ideas. I'm actually talking to a few sort of coffee chains, because a lot can happen over a coffee, as one of the coffee entrepreneurs in India said. So we have lots of plans for that, and we'll be working with all our partners to explore those possibilities.
And the final question is, would you recommend connecting with mentors on LinkedIn?
You can, because LinkedIn is where you hang out. LinkedIn is like a party site. You have to be there just to show that you are there. But you can have more vulnerable, open conversations on Mentor Makers. So absolutely connect with them on LinkedIn. Nothing wrong with it, because we all need to be there to be found easily. But use Mentor Makers as your platform for growth. Use LinkedIn as a way to connect, and just sort of be there, because that's where all of us exist. I have a LinkedIn profile. I'm very active on LinkedIn, but I use Mentor Makers and other mentor platforms that are powered by Mentor Cloud to have those private conversations with my mentors.
I love that. And two final questions. One from I don't know the name, but how do you fund the team that built the platform?
How do you fund the team?
How do you fund your team that built the Mentor Makers platform?
We are just crazy. We work very hard and we try to find a way to offer this free service. But yes, we are looking for sponsors, we're looking for investors, we're looking for partners. So I think it was PN Guthrie that asked that question. So uh, please let us know how you can help, or if you know somebody who will resonate to the cause. Right now, it is funded by some of the sponsors that are backing the NASDAQ Entrepreneurship Center. And we are also offering the platform at no cost because we believe in this movement. But always helps to have other partners who say, hey, we like what you're doing, we want to support you. So please send us any references you have for us.
Beautiful, Ravi. And the final question is, how can we support you, Mentor Makers movement? What can we do?
Oh, fantastic. Be a champion for mentorship, because mentorship, a lot of people think that it's like an emergency room. When you need something suddenly, I want to find, it doesn't work that way. We exercise because to avoid the emergency room. So please tell everyone you find that mentorship is having good people around you, being in the minds of other good people. So evangelize this idea of mentor makers, the mentorship, and join the platform and help us in our mission to get 50,000 mentors by the end of the year. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn. And if there are other ways you think you can help, by all means, reach out to me and we'll be happy to, because we have big plans, 100 million people to impact in the world.
Wow. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Bridget, Felicia. Thank you, everyone. On behalf of the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center, Mentor Cloud, and everyone in attendance today, we sincerely thank you for joining us today.
And Yasmin, thank you for being such a fantastic moderator, cheerleader, champion. Without you, this wouldn't have happened. So thank you for doing this. And thanks to NASDAQ, Brooke and Laurel and Nicola and the whole team. They are so passionate. And it was just, it has to be a passion alignment, right, when we met with them. So thank you. And of course, Felicia and Bridget, you have been doing mentorship and empowering people for so many years. So thank you for doing what you do. And I'm glad you're part of the family now.